Hello, welcome to this video. This is Damo and we are playing PC Simulator and we are doing a nice little Sunday build, building this system that we got. Well, this is our own system that's part of our shop on the PC Simulator game, and at the current moment I'm looking at upgrading it. So this is the standard system that you get in the game. It's not really spectacular. It just works really. But I managed to gather up a few different parts for this, so I'm going to use the parts that I've already got to upgrade this, to possibly upgrade the motherboard. I might need to actually buy a new motherboard. I've got decent RAM, I've got some new processors, so that's what I'm going to be doing today, and I'm going to be taking you through a step-by-step like tutorial on how to upgrade a PC. This is also reasonable. You could use this also for building your own PC in like your own PC rig, but just research all the parts that you need, and basically it's all plug and play. The only things you don't do on this are all the tricky bits like threading the wires through and stuff like that. It's automatically done in most of the cases anyway. In this case it's reasonable. The cables are tidied away pretty much reasonably well, but you can see a little bit of cables there, a little bit of cables here, usually in a actual proper case. Usually in a more usually in a more expensive case, there is better places to put. There's like little little holes here where you can put in cables through and everything. But anyway, without further ado, let's start upgrading this system. So first of all, what we need to find out is actually what this actual system has. So what we're going to do is we're going to start plugging it in. So we'll plug in the power cable. We need to plug in, I think that's the mouse and that's the keyboard, and then obviously we need to plug in the monitor into the graphics card, and then we power it up. Oh, not fast enough. Right, we need to power it down again. Right, so yeah, so as I was going to do then, power it up, press and hold delete, and then we get into the BIOS. This is a new thing, by the way, in this game, the BIOS screens. They didn't used to have this, but they've had this in, I think it's the most recent update to this. So as you see, it's got a Pentium dual core processor G4400, speed of processor 3.3 gigahertz or 3300 megahertz, 2 gig of RAM, 1 stick, memory channels used and maxed 1 out of 2, so it's got a dual channel motherboard, RAM 233 megahertz, sorry, 1233 megahertz, RAM. Obviously it's got GTX 970, if I can say that right, and it's got a Mortona EZ Store 128 gig storage, which I think that's just a generic storage in here. So it's got 120 gig hard drive or SSD, I think it has, or no, it might be an actual mechanical hard drive in this. So we've got the RAM, the only XMP is on excuse me, which is the Intel overclock system, where you can basically switch that on actual systems. You can switch that on and it automatically does the XMP profile, which this has already got. Most of the computers have got on this game, got XMP profiles. but it just sets the maximum speed of your current RAM, because the maximum speed of this is 2133. Voltage is 1.30 volts or 1.30 volts. I don't really mess around with the voltage. The RAM doesn't really matter in the fact of getting better scores. It just means, in the real world, it just means you can actually get stuff done a little bit quicker, not dramatically quicker, but a little bit. And you've got the settings here, so you've got apply changes and restart, disregard changes and restart, or factory settings. The only thing, while on the overclock, while on this BIOS screen, the one thing I should say is, if you're going to overclock a system, even your own system, the best results is overclocking the processor, then the graphics, and then if you want, you can overclock the RAM. But if you're running it at maximum speed, it doesn't really matter that much. So anyway, so we'll get out of this. So we'll disregard settings because we didn't really change anything in this. And my computer's just went it always does that. Right, so this is the main menu. This is their version of, I think it's Windows, or looks a bit like between Windows and Ubuntu or some sort of Linux system, but it's the same as Windows system. So we need to shut this down, and then we need to find out what we've got in our system, in our inventory. So let's have a look. So we've got all these different cables. We've got so these are the selection of new cables that you can actually get in the game. I have all them processors, so mainly Intel ones. The fastest one I've got on here, the more up-to-date one, is the i5 6500, that's what I might put in the system without buying a new RAM. And I've got another C170 motherboard Plus Edition, or we have an AM4 motherboard, which I don't have an AM4 CPU, so I might actually just stick with the motherboard that I've got at the moment. The RAM, I've only got 2 gig of RAM. Right, that's fine. I've got more RAM, but that's the only RAM that will work in this board. I think I have actually got more RAM. Actually, let's just check. Let's just exit that. Go into I. Yeah, I've got more RAM. Yeah, I thought I did, but some of them are for different boards and for different chipsets. So the only one that I can actually use on this, which was I think it was one of the super value ones, the 2 gig one, and I've got a 1 terabyte hard drive and a 120 gig hard drive, which I might put all that Seagate Barracuda 1 terabyte 64 meg cache hard drive in it. Power supply, I've got a 400 watt power supply. Coolers, I've got these. I've got the Tech Thermos Evo or the Cyberig C7. Case, I've got it already in the system. Right, and they're the PC parts. So, and also you've got thermal paste, compressed air, and your USB drive. Thermal paste is always must if you're changing your processor, if you're changing your fan or processor, or if you're taking your fan off. You must reapply thermal paste. That's just to clear dust out, obviously. and this is your USB driver pen or program pen. You can put all sorts. You can put the operating system on there. You can put well, it's already got an operating system on there. It's got a backup of the operating system, and then you can put all sorts of programs on there and things like that that you seem to buy, or tools, or different things like that. Right, so let's just upgrade this. So we need to take first we need to take the cables out. I might not upgrade the CPU. Sorry, the what's it called? The graphics card that I'm taking out at the moment. Very sorry about this. I'm just dazed at the moment for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's Sunday morning. You know, it's Sunday feeling. Right. So what have we got as in graphics cards? So we've got all these graphics cards that we can put in. That one's broken, so that one can be sold. So we've got an R928, GTX 1050, R7370. We've got a 470, RX 470, and we've also got the GTX 970. So that's the one that we've just taken out of that system. It's obviously marked as used because it's not a brand new thing. And yeah, it's just give me a moment. Just doing. Right, yeah, so anyway, sorry, I was dazed there for a moment. Right, so yeah, so what we need to do now is, right, so what we'll do, oh yeah, keep forgetting. Good. Right, so we've got a Pentium G4400, so we'll take that out. We don't really need to mess around with the motherboard, don't really need to take out the motherboard, so and we'll take one extra of these slots out because I'm going to stick in one of them double graphics cards. So we've got two Supreme 2 gig sticks in there, both at the same speed. Right, so we need a processor, CPU, so we'll put an i5 in there. Right. And then we'll obviously install thermal paste in there, and then let's just have a look at the coolers. So what we've got, oh, so we can only fit that M9i or the C7. I'll put the M9i in there, put that cooler back. Oh, yeah. So now we can put that back in, connect it all up, and then we need to put a graphics card in. Right, so what's that? Right, so I might put the GTX 1050 in because that looks like the best graphics card that I've got at the moment. So we'll put that one in, even though I'm not a great NVIDIA fan. We'll put that one in anyway. It's just my taste on graphics cards. I more prefer the AMD than NVIDIA, but that's my own personal preference, so don't shoot me down on that. Well, you can shoot me down on that if you want, but it's just everyone has their own personal preference. And right, so what we need to do is we need to go to PC parts, put that bracket back in, Oh, there we go. Then, no, we can't sell them, but we can use the blanks anyway for the next case that we come in here. Oh, hang on. No, hang on. Yeah. Right, so we need to take the back panel off. I keep forgetting that these cases you can put the stuff in the back panel. We'll take the hard drive out. Oh, I didn't want to do that then. Install that. Right, so remove that cable there. Take that hard drive out, and then put in the brand new, or used, but brand new for this system, 1 gig. 1 terabyte. 1 gig. 1 terabyte. Right, so that should give it an extra bit of storage, even though we definitely won't use all that storage, but it's nice to have. Oh, where there? Right, so let's put the back panel back on, or the side panel, whatever you want to call it. Let's move it out a bit there. And yes, there you go. Nice souped up system. New graphics card, new set of RAM, new RAM stick, and a new processor. So let's see this upgrade. Sorry, let's see this operate. So we'll press P, and we'll put keyboard D. Right. So as you see here, we've jumped up to an i5 6500. We've also jumped up to 3600 megahertz, or 3.6 gigahertz processor. We're using 4 gig of RAM, but using both channels. The RAM speed's the same. The graphics card has jumped up from a 970 to a 1050, and the storage has jumped up from 120 gigabyte to a 1 terabyte, 64 megabit cache. Right, so let's see on the right. Yeah, so we'll that's okay. So we can restart it. Let it go up to right. So that's how you upgrade the system. I know it's not an extensive build, but it's something that you could actually do. Right, well, this was just a quick video on this, and I will definitely back with this game. I'm gonna be well, I'm definitely gonna be streaming soon, and I'm gonna be I'm always streaming every night, well, most nights actually now, and I'm gonna be making more streams of this and other games, and yep. Well, anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again. And this has been Damo playing PC Simulator, and yep, if you want to play this game, I will link the description in below. Sorry, put a link in the description below. Bloody hell, what a day. But that's it for now, and I wish you a happy Sunday, and I hope to see you next time. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so before, and if you do subscribe, please hit that bell button. But for now, thank you for watching. Bye for now. Bye. Thank you for watching this video. Why not subscribe for more?